The Nebraska State High School Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Sandhills Global, Doane University, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Wingstop, Acres, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, Roofing Service Company, Union Bank and Trust, Lincoln Family Chiropractic, and DOT Highway Safety Office, Jimmy John's, Members Owned Credit Union, Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Telecommunications, and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. Now calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
That is right. We are back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman alongside. This is, what is this, Jay? Game, well, we just
50.
got done with, no, not game 50. We just got done with game 6, or excuse me, game 3 of the day, which means this is game 10. How about that? Game 10 in the last day and a half that we've had on the station. Look at that, Jay. Game 10. Here we are. Bennington and Sidney on deck. The Bennington Badgers in Class B, 21-4. They're the 4 seed here in Class B action, going up against the 22-4 Sidney Lady Raiders, led by head coach Tyler Shaw. They are 22-4 on the year. Both of these teams, a lot of history in the state tournament. Bennington, though, in Class C, they had some history back in the late 2000s, while Sidney Red Raiders, they were the Class C1 runner-up in 2024. They lost to Lincoln Christian by 12 last year in the state championship. They have been in Class B before, though, and that came back in 82 and 84 when they had 2 Class B state championship appearances. They were runner-up both in both of those years. It's the 19th state tournament appearance across Class B and Class C1 for the Sidney Lady Raiders. For the Bennington Badgers, they're back in the state tournament for the first time since 2021. They have 7 appearances all time. All 4, how about this, on the season in Bennington's case, 21-4 record. All 4 of Bennington's losses have come to teams that are here at the state tournament. Waverly, Scott, Gretna East, and Norris. So the Bennington Badgers, Jay Foreman, they're battle tested.
Yeah, when you're battle tested and you haven't had a lot of experience being here at the state tournament, you use your regular season schedule and obviously playoff success is something that's going to even the score. So I think Bennington is just like, we did the state championship football, right? And so they've kind of built their whole program around, the upcoming and exploding city of Bennington, and their girls basketball team is no different. Coach John O'Connor has done a really good job of stepping in there and then obviously establishing himself, but built it through hard work, right, and development. And that's what is really, really good when you see a team and program like Bennington get the payoff, which is obviously in this first game in the state tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. When you look at the Sidney Lady Raiders, led by head coach Tyler Shaw, as I mentioned, 22-4 on the season. Their 4 losses, and this is where the location does play a factor. Sidney, if you're curious, 5 hours and 37 minutes west of exactly where we're at right here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. That's a long drive, and there's 3 rows of student sections over there.
But here also a thing about Sidney, though, is it's kind of like with the smaller classes that we talked about earlier. The familiarity is gone.
Yeah.
So styles make fights. And so, Sidney hasn't obviously played a lot of the teams that Bennington has played and vice versa. And so I think it bodes well for a good matchup, and then also styles make fights and also the element of surprise. But I think Sidney's ready to go, and I think Bennington's ready to go. The good thing about it, they're not too stalwarts. It's kind of like, we just saw Norris and Scott, or Scott and Norris. And so that was kind of like the, bell of the ball. It wasn't a very, very, exciting game. But now you have 2 teams that are hungry. I think you're going to see a lot of exciting action because Sidney didn't come 5 hours and 37 minutes to lose. And Bennington didn't come probably about an hour and 37 minutes to lose. But you got 2 programs that are trying to establish themselves and will not back down from anybody. This is going to be a great game.
Let's get rolling with the starting lineups. First, for the 5 seed, the Sidney Lady Raiders, 22-4 on the year, led by head coach Tyler Shaw. They're going to be starting out there at guard, a 5'10 junior averaging 12 per game, Kiara Schrader. Number 13, a 5'6 senior, Jordan DeNevelis. Number 15, a 5'6 senior guard averaging 8 per game, Carly Black. Number 24, a 5'7" senior guard averaging 9 points per game and 4 rebounds, Kayla Westby. And number 33, a 5'11" junior forward averaging 4.5 points per game and 3 rebounds per contest, number 33, Lily Weiser. For the Bennington Badgers, 21-4 on the year, led by head coach John O'Connor. Number 10, a 5'7" junior forward, Reese Almquist. Number 12, a 5'5" sophomore guard, Harper Boaboj. Number 20, a 5'8" sophomore guard, Skylar Johnson. Number 24, a 5'9" senior guard, Addison Reinell. And number 30, a 5'11" senior guard, averaging 11 per game, Presley Baca. Talk about some experience between these two teams. Whole lot of sophomores, not a lot of underclassmen, which we've seen in previous matchups.
Yeah, this is pretty good that you're going to see them back for years to come, but it's the development of the program that excites me.
Here is Westby for the Sidney Lady Raiders in the lane. Westby may have gotten away with a walk right out of the gate, and it's an offensive rebound off the missed layup. Here is the Sidney Lady Raiders with another crack at it. Westby, a three-pointer on the way, misses off to the left side, and Bennington controls the defensive glass.
Yeah, it's quick action. There's a couple passes. We're getting shots up, so, this is going to be an exciting game, Nick.
Here comes Bennington, 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Down low, here's Baca. Baca in the lane off the front rim, unable to get it to fall. And here comes Sidney Lady Raiders back the other way. Westby pushing the pace. Westby, nobody stopping ball. She's going to shoot the floater, and that one falls. 2-0 Sidney.
Good job. Nobody impeded her progress to the hoop. I like the decision for the little floating mid-range versus trying to take it all the way in there amongst the trees.
Now on the right side, three-pointer on the way. Air ball on the attempt. Bennington gets the offensive rebound, and they put up the layup. Nice job by number 10, Reese Almquist. She gets Bennington on the board. We're tied at 2. Here comes Kayla Westby. Westby on the left side. She picks up her dribble, throws at the elbow, fakes the handoff. Now with it down low, Westby gets it back on the far corner out in front of Bennington's bench. Three-pointer on the way, missed everything, and the rebound controlled by Bennington and number 20, Skylar Johnson. Up the floor, hurrying up the pace, high off the glass. Bennington can't hit the layup. The rebound fought for. Baca gets it back, and the layup is good. It's 4-2 Bennington.
Yeah, I like the way Bennington's playing. They're matching Sidney speed for speed, but then also strength for strength, and it's going to be a battle of wills here because this is a fast-paced game. And, Nick, we've only been going at a minute and a half.
6:25 to play in the first quarter. The pass out far side as a shot fake on the play. The shot attempt by number 21, that is Ryan Dillahay. She unable to make the layup, and now on the other end, Bennington is able to drain the layup, and we have an injury on the play. It's Kayla Westby down holding her right ankle, and we'll have an official's timeout as she slides off the floor, still holding that right side of her leg down by the shin ankle area. Nobody's even out to greet her yet, and now finally head coach Tyler Shaw comes on out, and they're going to look at Kayla Westby. Certainly would be notable if she's unable to go for much longer. Yeah,
Westby has been really, really active to start the game, both in shot attempts, but then also her energy and pushing the pace. And so, you want to, hope for it's not too bad. Obviously the initial shock kind of, Nick, when you have that basketball, roll in your ankle, sometimes can catch you by surprise, along with the anxiety, and then obviously nervousness is out here. So hopefully once she calms down, she'll be ready to go.
So at the line, it's going to be number 30, Presley Baca. She averages a little over 10 per game. She has one free throw coming up. Bennington, Baca at the line, the free throw on the way, and it is good.
That's good for Bennington when you get Baca going, because I think Bennington's a lot like we saw from Bellevue West. Everybody gets a chance to score, and so they're playing team basketball, and they are off to a hot start.
Sidney Lady Raiders on the offensive side of the floor can't get an accurate shot up, as it was number 15, Carly Black, just trying to fling the basketball up near the net, unable to get it anywhere close. Now here's a three-point attempt by Bennington, can't get it to fall. Black gets the defensive rebound for Sidney on the attempt by Addison Reinell. Here comes the Sidney Lady Raiders. Across the timeline, it's Carly Black. On the right side, Black gets bumped into and now loses the basketball. It's going to be Bennington ball here with 5:37 to go in the first quarter.
Nick, from the very first tip, I think Sidney was really, really pushing the pace, and I didn't know if Bennington was going to be able to withstand this type of rush, but I think Bennington caught their second wind, and I think they have got the momentum, obviously with a 5-point lead, but I think the execution and pace is actually how Bennington is more familiar to playing with.
I think you're absolutely right. 5:37 to go, first quarter. It's 7-2 Bennington. We'll step aside for 30 seconds right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, Their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bennington's basketball out of the Sidney timeout. They lead at 7-2 as well. Does Bennington now being trapped underneath the bucket? The Badgers kick it out. 3-ball on the way from the left wing. Unable to connect on the attempt was number 20. That is Skylar Johnson. And now we have a jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it on this end of the floor with the Bennington Badgers.
The one thing I like about this pace, though, and especially with the Bennington Badgers, they space the court really well, Nick, and I think they have really good passing, really crisp passing, even when they're in trouble. Sidney tried to double-team the ball to, cause a turnover. 1-2 passes, open threes. I know they didn't make it, but I think it's going to pay dividends late in the game.
Kayla Westby on the Sidney Lady Raider bench, getting that right ankle taped. Her shoe and socks are off, and getting that right ankle taped up pretty heavily before trying to come back into this game. As Bennington has it inside the inbound pass, they get it to Skylar Johnson, or rather, this is number 24 for them, Addison Rynell. Back out top of the key, Harper Boabich. Now mid-range jumper, unable to connect on the attempt by Addison Rynell. And back the other way we go with the Sidney Lady Raiders. Pushing it up the floor. Here's 34, Reagan Nesbitt. Nesbitt stops along the baseline, and she traveled with it. She knew it right away. It's going Bennington's direction.
Yeah, she knew it. It was a really good job by Reese Almquist of not reaching and trying to get a steal. Bodied up, got wide with her hands so it wouldn't be a foul call, caused the travel. Those are the little intricacies of basketball that really, really don't show up in the box score.
So here comes the Bennington Badgers against the Sidney Lady Raiders. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. 7-2 is your score. The Bennington Badgers on top by 5 points. Bennington, the 4th seed in Class B action. We saw Scott survive against the Norris Titans in our first game of the Class B schedule. After this one, it'll be Lincoln Pius X against Gretna East. On the right wing, here is number 15, Macy Reiner, and she traveled with it as well.
Yeah, Macy Reiner is a pretty impressive freshman, 5'9", averaging 8 points a game. Got a little bit overzealous, and I think her partner in crime, Hayden Jackson, came in, and two freshmen getting their, first taste of state basketball. A little bit of a turnover there.
7-2 is your score. Bennington with the 5-point lead. Here comes Sidney pushing the pace. It's number 12, Kiara Schrader. Cross-court pass to Carly Black. Black in the lane. Floater off the glass. A nice job taking it to the rim and floating it in by Carly Black.
Yeah, really good move right there, and patience. Again, a little mid-range floater there by Carly Black. But also one thing, Nick, Bennington Badgers coming right back down the court. Now, obviously, I know they turned it over, but one thing I think is really, really good as an apparent is that Sidney can play at that pace. But I think Bennington has a little bit deeper bench, and see if it wears them out later on in the game.
So Sidney forces the turnover on the errant pass, and they have it down by 3. The Sidney Lady Raiders give it to Kiara Schrader as they get it across the timeline, and they're going to call a 10-second violation. They said that they did not get it over the half-court line in time, and that shot clock said 24 seconds. We're going to have this same conversation?
Yeah, well, we are going to have the same conversation
because I thought they passed it.
The one ref that I'm looking at right now gave him a look, was like, I don't know about that my friend, but you know what? You got to back your partner up.
As here, Bennington, they travel with the basketball. So a little bit of sloppy play from both sides here early on.
And that's what you expect sometimes. I mean, both of these teams have been here before, and obviously but with a young team, excitement, sometimes you got to get your bearings before you get used to the state tournament pace.
Here comes Sidney up the left side, Reagan Nesbitt. Nobody stops ball. She tried to get it on the other side of the floor, but it's saved from going out of bounds as Bennington is going to force Sidney to step on the boundary. I thought they were going to maybe get Bennington for a foul, but instead they're just going to say let him play on. Sidney touches the sideline, and it's going to be a turnover going back Bennington's way.
Yeah, it looked like Bennington had full control of this game, but Sidney has recovered a little bit and came back and created the pace themselves. Only down by 3, but I think they control the pace and momentum right now.
And Kayla Westby is at the scores table ready to check in at the next dead ball. Her ankle is certainly not 100%, but we'll see if maybe she can keep it from tightening up if she stays active on it. So now here is Sidney. The shot by Bennington, unable to go, but the putback is good. There, nice job by Harper. Boy is going to be in, and the shot on the other end, Sidney is going to be able to draw a foul. Number 25, that's Rylan Mizigatis, And so Mizigatis will be at the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, before we can even evaluate what happened on one end, they are pushing it up there. I like this type of basketball.
Yeah, I looked down at my sheet.
Nick, it probably fits my skill set versus yours.
Absolutely.
From a speed and skill set.
I'm more of a spot-up shooter.
I see why I have to exit early right now.
So Mizigatis is able to hit the first free throw. Misegadis, Rylan Mizigatis. She's at the free throw line. One more free throw coming up. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. And the second one is also good. 9-6 your score. The Bennington Badgers on top of the Sidney Lady Raiders. Here, left side, top of the key. Bennington with it. Number 22, this is Hayden Jackson. And she travels with it. Palms up in the air. Doesn't know what happened, but it's a turnover.
The 2 freshmen got caught there with the travel call there. And the one thing you have to do as a player is to adjust. Each referee crew calls different things, and some make it let it slide a little bit. Some call it real tight, and that was just a travel. What they did miss right there, so it kind of depends on who you are.
Now a Sidney pass deflected, taken away by Bennington. Hurrying up, pushing the pace. Here comes the Badgers in the lane, and that's a charge called against number 15, Macy Reiner.
Yeah.
The freshman commits the charging penalty, and it's going to be 9-6 Bennington, Sidney Lady Raider basketball.
Good job by the Sidney defender getting back and establishing herself. And also actually Macy Reiner being a little bit aggressive. Being a freshman, she actually did what you're supposed to do. Come to a stop or jump stop 2 feet. Just a little bit too much momentum and knock the Sidney defender over.
Lady Raiders turn it right over. An errant pass that goes right into the hands of the Sidney Lady Raiders from Bennington now because they threw it away as well.
Oh.
Now a risky pass from Westby to Carly Black. Carly Black beats him off the dribble, dumps it down low. The layup, no good, but number 33 for Sidney, Lily Weiser, is fouled, and she will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Really good job by Carly Black to have her head up in the last little dime there to number 33. Number 33, was it Wiesner?
Lily Weiser.
Lily Weiser. Really good job there to give her a chance to be at the free throw line.
2 free throws coming. Lily drains the first one for the Sidney Lady Raiders. It's 2:44 to go in the first quarter. It's 9-7 Bennington with a 2-point lead, but Sidney has a player at the foul line in the form of Lily Weiser. Weiser fires away, misses that free throw, and the rebound is corralled by Bennington. Here comes the Bennington Badgers. As on the far side, number 42, Alexandra John with it. John down low, trying to get into Rynell. Rynell can't get it in the hoop. Now fought 4 on the loose on the ground. It comes up by Kayla Westby for the Sidney Lady Raiders, pushing the pace on that hurt ankle. She seems to be moving okay. She keeps moving around, and we have a foul on the defense charged to Bennington.
Yeah, a good job there by Westby of playing with pace, and I know she's fighting through it, and you see her kind of limping a little bit, but I think once she gets the ball in her hand, she has enough experience and savvy to kind of learn how to play when you're hurt versus obviously if she was injured, she wouldn't be in the game. Really good job. I'm going to tell you what, though. Coach John O'Connor he's went 10 deep on his bench, right now, whereas Sidney is probably about 7-8 players deep. This is letting you know basketball in Sidney and Bennington is here to stay. You got a young crew out here right now. You got 2 freshmen out here in Reiner and Jackson mixed in with some sophomores and 1 or 2 juniors, and the same thing for Sidney. Their ability to throw their young players in there and to compete but then also execute is definitely commendable.
Yeah, Bennington has the basketball after the Sidney turnover in the far side. Here is number 15, Macy Reiner. Reiner driving left side, working on the defender, bounces it to number 20, Skylar Johnson, who is fouled on the floor by the Sidney Lady Raiders. Bennington leads it 9-7 with 2:07 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, a good job there by Reiner, and then came to a jump stop and tried to drop a little dime, but now 3 go in and 3 come out, right? 2 freshmen come out. Now you put your veteran starters back in. So when you talk about the ability to get through the lulls of a state tournament, Nick, and as far as the execution on the offensive end, it allows you to fight through that and rest your star players for that late first half push or in the end of the game push.
2:07 to play. The next Sidney foul will put Bennington in the bonus. Bennington to inbound underneath their own hoop. They get it in, and the pass is mishandled. Body's on the floor, and it's won by Sidney, but then thrown right into the arms of a Bennington Badger player. Misses the layup. Trying to fight for the offensive rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to the Sidney Lady Raiders. A little extracurricular after the play as well.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I like the aggressive play. These are two teams that are obviously excited to be here, but ultimately competitive. I think the pace of play is letting you know this is going to be a game that's going to go down to the very last possession.
Here comes Sidney. They turn it over in the backcourt. A tough layup and a foul is called against the Sidney Lady Raiders with 1:49 to go in the first quarter, and that'll put Bennington at the line.
Or 21.
It's going to be on number 12, Kiera Schrader.
That was a good job there by Skylar Johnson. They were in a more of a 2-1-2 kind of diamond press there, and she kind of played coy, started at half court and timed up her charge to intercept the ball, and then obviously got it into the lane to try to get a 2-point conversion. Got fouled at the free throw line right now.
9-7 your score, 1:49 to go in the first quarter. Bennington leads it by 2 over the Sidney Lady Raiders. Bennington at the free throw line with one more free throw. And the second free throw is hit by Harper Boaboa.
Excuse me, Harper. My bad. I didn't want to pronounce her last name. Right. That's why.
I know. As on the right side, Carly Black with it. Great pause and patience by Carly Black as she draws Sidney within 1. It's 10-9.
Yeah, I really like what Carly Black has done so far. She's played with really, really good pace, and she set up other teammates, but then picked her chances to score as well.
Yeah. On the left side, we have a foul, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Kayla Westby as she just ran into Harper Boaboa. And I believe
we'll give Kayla a little bit of why didn't you get that, Nick?
It was way out there. I don't got the arm span or the wingspan for that.
Old buddy Chris Mission down there wasn't interested either.
Nope. 10-9 your score. 1:28 to go first quarter. Bennington leads it with the basketball. On the left side. Here, three-pointer on the way. Missed everything on the attempt by Presley Baca. Now Sidney gets the defensive rebound. One-handed pass up the floor. Carly Black can't hang on to it, and it's going to be out of bounds to the Bennington Badgers.
Coach Tyler Shaw gave Kayla Westby a good high five right there. I think he probably hadn't seen a good pass. I guarantee the football team probably thinking, like, you know what, we could use that as a quarterback.
Probably. We've seen that a couple of times this weekend.
I like the pace of this game. I like the skill set of all these young ladies. I was going to ask you, obviously you just called the Scott Norris game, and obviously Scott was able to pull through with both teams, no matter who wins this game, play at a much faster pace than Scott. Do you think that could cause some problems for him?
I don't, because I don't think Scott will shoot as poorly as they did the rest of the tournament. Yeah, that was uncharacteristic.
Do you think they will have 55 fouls in their favor?
Probably. On the left side, here in the wing, here's Westby. Turnaround jumper off the glass. That looks like Tim Duncan.
No, that was
Dirk Nowinski.
That was Dirk Nowinski high off the basket.
There it is.
But the bank is always open no matter what time of day. That's the ATM right there, Nick.
Now 41 seconds to go. Sidney has a 1-point lead over Bennington. On down low, Sidney takes it away on the entry pass. Up the floor it goes. Here comes number 21, Ryan Dillahay. Dillahay gets her pocket picked. Harper Boaboa going back the other way, and she lays it in. Bennington is up by 1.
Yeah, this pace is serious, Nick, right here. And you know what? The one thing I think about the Sidney basketball team is helter-skelter right now.
Yep, another
both
turnover.
Teams are playing just the way they like to play. Let's get it up and down, and let's see who can last the longest.
9 seconds to go. Bennington has the basketball. They lead at 12-11. Bennington with 5 on the clock. Harper Boaboa comes up, shoots the jumper, can't hit. Rebounded by Sidney. There's the horn. And a fast-paced first quarter has come and gone. Your score at the end of one quarter, the Bennington Badgers 12 and the Sidney Lady Raiders 11 here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time to start the second quarter of play from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman with you. Austin Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Following the conclusion of this game, we'll have a little bit more of an extended break before we get ready for Lincoln Pius X and Gretna East at around 6 p.m.
Nick.
And then in the nightcap, hold on. In the nightcap, it's Waverly versus York.
How do you pronounce number 12 last name?
Well,
Harper.
It is Bohaboj.
Text line, help Nick out. Send a
It
voice text.
it is Bohaboj.
Bohaboj.
Harper Bohaboj. As now back the other way, the Sidney Lady Raiders being defended by Bohaboj. Tried to swat it away, unable to do so. And Bennington goes the other way. Up the floor, they throw it. Does not have enough juice on it. And we have a jump ball, as it's called, and it's going to go in the direction of the Sidney Lady Raiders.
I had other things in mind that probably would have, but you know what? I like the pace of this game. I think, I know Scott won't shoot as bad. I think this pace could give them problems, Nick.
We'll see what happens either way. As Kayla Westby, obviously
sure.
the health.
That's a great assessment there, Nick.
The health of Kayla Westby is certainly at the forefront of a lot of people's minds as she is still limping with that right ankle.
Do you want to say there will be games played later on the day too? Is that your assessment there, Nick?
Well, we don't know who's going to win this one yet.
That's a great.
It's a 12-11 ball game.
Phenomenal observation there. Maybe we should put you over there to Coach O'Connor and then bring him over there.
Should I?
Yeah,
I could do it. On
I
the
like
right
those
wing.
Adidas though.
On the right way, here's Westby. The great give and go. Now a fadeaway jumper. Kayla Westby makes it look simple.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? I won't even call it. That's called quick game on the sideline, out of bounds. A little bang bang. Great shot there by Westby.
Now here is the Bennington Badgers in the lane off the glass. Great finish by Reese Almquist. The junior forward pulls Bennington pulls them in front by one. It's 14-13 Badgers.
You know, Nick, I wanted to ask you about Bennington, and obviously I think a little bit more of an assessment than Sidney. You have 5 players all looking to score.
Yeah.
What type of problems do you think that could cause a team like Sidney long-term in the second and third quarter?
Well, I mean, you're going to see as Kayla Westby answers the call once again. It's now 15-14 Sidney. Westby, despite the ankle, still rolling right along.
Yeah, and she's actually playing better.
Yeah.
There it is. That's Harper. What's her last name, Nick?
Bohaboj.
Hey, did you see the one-legged Dirk?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
It was
wanted to make
smooth
sure.
by Harper Bohaboj. So now here we have it with Carly Black for Sidney. She gets bumped, no whistle. May have gotten away with a travel down there. Did Dillahay.
No.
Now Westby pops the tray from the top of the key. This is off right, and it's going to be rebounded by Harper Bohaboj as she looks to throw it off a defender. It goes through the legs and right into the Bennington arms. There, it worked out for the Badgers. On the right side, in the lane. How about Kayla Westby drawing what could have been a charge? It's going to be called a blocking foul, and a great job by number 24 for the Bennington Badgers, finishing on the shot. Number 24, Edison Rynell, finished the layup, and she's going line to shoot one more.
Yeah, Westby looked at the rest of it. Are you kidding me? She's trying to see what. And Coach Tyler Shaw is asking the same question. He wants to know exactly what else she could have done to draw the charge. Good effort there. I think that's a subjective call, Nick. If it was a charge, I think it was a good call. And one as well. I can deal with that.
Now up free throw, no good off front rim. Here comes the Sidney Lady Raiders across the timeline, pushing the pace. Number 12, Kiera Schrader is going to be fouled. Blocking foul called against the Badgers, and now Kiera Schrader will go to – no, it's going to be on the floor.
On the floor. You know, Nick, at this pace with both teams playing up and down, right?
Yeah.
And there's going to be plenty of lead changes. One thing you have to do when you coach this type of basketball in this style, you have to be excellent on the defensive boards because that's where your offense starts.
In the lane, high off the glass, the layup by Kiera Schrader will not go, but she is going to be fouled on the attempt after the inbound pass. 5:54 to play in the second quarter. It's 18-15 Bennington. But Sidney goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Kiera Schrader.
Would it make your day on Saturday if it was Scott against Pius?
Don't say anything. Stop.
Could you listen?
You're out of hand. We still got 3 games, and you're out of hand at 3:41.
We got 45 minutes. Listen.
Two free throws are good by Sidney.
I might vote for you not to be able to call that game.
That's fine.
Yeah. Conflict
You
of
want to
interest.
get it? You want to take it?
It'd be a conflict of interest.
as top of the key. I've called plenty of Pius games in my time, and
Yeah, and we've gotten
no.
messages.
Here on the right side, here it is. You couldn't even say it with a straight face.
I know.
Look at you. Boabaj in the lane.
That is a sweet shot. Boabaj, left-hand dribble, gets up to the right-hand floater. That's some skills right there.
So here comes Kayla Westby with Sidney down by 3 and an offensive foul charge to Kiera Schrader on the moving screen. It's going to be on Kiera Schrader. It'll be Bennington Badgers basketball. They're about to inbound it directly in front of us.
Yeah, you know one thing about these referees, listen, you better be in shape to play this game or to referee this game. All of them have sweat on their brows because this thing is up and down. This has been nonstop action since tip-off.
Could you referee this game?
No.
No.
I need to referee Scott.
Why would I?
Because they play slow and there'd be a lot of fouls.
Top of the key. Here is number 24, Rynell for Bennington. Bennington with the basketball, leading by 3. 5:04 to play in the second quarter. They kick it at left side. Boabaj for 3. No, missed it badly. And the defensive rebound corralled by Sidney. Here come the Lady Raiders. Kayla Westby. Here on the top of the key. Kayla Westby with it on the right side. Now handing it over to Dillahay. Dillahay passing it right wing to Westby. Westby on the day has had a nice performance despite an injury. 8 points. She's still in there. Kayla Westby on the left wing. Hesitates. Now passes it back. Here is Schnell. Schnell to Westby for the Sidney Lady Raiders with 6 on the possession. The official stayed right in my way as the floater goes up. And it's going to be a defensive rebound of the Bennington Badgers off the Sidney Lady Raiders miss. Here we go with Reiner. Reiner, the freshman, pushing the pace on Westby. Now backs it out across the baseline. Finds Boabaj in the lane. Can't get the layup to fall, but she is fouled and goes to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Bennington Badgers, man, when they get it off the defensive glass, whether it's a missed shot and then obviously on a turnover, they get it up the sideline, middle of the court, back to either side, and they are trying to attack that paint with relentless aggression.
So we have, I'm not sure if people know this, we have access to the text line here, obviously. And we had somebody text in that said, Nick is fine. It doesn't stop Kirk Herbstreit from calling Ohio State games or Klatt from calling Colorado games. Essentially saying that it's okay if I call a Pius game.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, it's a lot of credit. You know, since I'm your co-partner, I'm just here just hanging out with you. That they comparing you to 2 all-time greats.
Not at all.
They are. That's cool. Your little buddies that are your little buddies that are texting in. That's pretty cool, man. I need to get better friends, and especially higher places.
Well, see, your thing is that you always talk about how you try to be. You are Gus Johnson, right? You like Gus.
Yeah, I'm not very refined.
But we're in different roles.
Yeah, you are articulate.
In the lane, Sidney Lady Raiders. They're trying to find a way to get inside the paint, but we're going to have a pause in action as it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to the Bennington Badgers.
You know, the one thing, Nick, about Bennington and Sidney, obviously Bennington coached by Coach John O'Connor and Sidney by Tyler Shaw. When you play this type of pace, you're never truly out of the game.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
What I just said, pace?
No.
Well, you're truly never out of this game. So being down by 5 right now is Sidney. This is just a couple possessions before you can get back into the game.
3 minutes, 52 seconds to go. Second quarter. 3 ball on the way for Bennington. Can't connect, and the rebound corralled, and a foul from behind on Kayla Westby for the Sidney Lady Raiders.
Yeah, I thought, good shot there. Good follow your rebound. Westby tried to come and tip the ball. Probably got a little bit of arm there. Contact foul there. She's not too happy about it. She needs to rest there. But the one thing about Westby, though, she's obviously probably Sidney's best offensive player and been the most consistent. You can't rest her too long, unfortunately, because you don't want her ankle to get tightened up there because it rolled early in the first quarter.
That's 3 fouls now on Kayla Westby, so probably for the remainder of the first half, we'll see her on the bench as Bennington can't connect on a 3-pointer. Fought for on the loose ball rebound, and Bennington somehow comes away with it. On the far side, here is number 10, Almquist. Almquist now to Reiner. Reiner looking for help, gets it to Jackson. Jackson working inside the lane, off the glass, can't go, and a defensive rebound collected by Reagan Nesbitt of the Sidney Lady Raiders. Back the other way, it's Schnell on the far side. Schnell tries to get it in, somehow did pass it through all the traffic to Ryan Dillahay, and Sidney is able to convert on the layup. It's 22-19 Bennington. Bennington Badgers have the basketball. Fade away, air ball for Bennington. They throw it out of bounds, and it's going to be last touched by the Sidney Lady Raiders. It'll stay on that end of the floor with Bennington.
Yeah, on the other end, that was a really good job by Dillahay, catching it in traffic, but then also finishing with the left hand, which allowed her not to even come exposed to getting it blocked.
3:05 to go, second quarter, 22-19 is your score. Bennington inbounds. They get it into Jackson. She steps back now into the far corner, splitting the double team, driving baseline. The Bennington Badgers, number 15, Macy Reiner, and she is fouled. Tyler Shaw, the head coach for the Lady Raiders of Sidney, is beside himself. And going to the line to shoot two will be Macy Reiner.
Nick, I'm going to ask you, since you are the fashion police, though, with Coach Tyler Shaw over there, his team, its colors are red and black. He has a blue tie and light gray dress shoes on. What do you give him on a scale of 1 to 7?
I will say the belt is the same color as the shoes, which is impressive.
Is that normally what you're supposed to do? I thought the tie was supposed to, and the belt and the shoes are supposed to match.
I think they are. So I don't know what the tie deal is. You know, five and a half hour.
Is that a little?
It's a 5.5 hour drive. Maybe
you forgot.
Maybe he forgot it and couldn't turn around and go home.
My best tie I ever had that I got most compliments on, Nick. I got it one time. I was going to do a speech. I forgot my tie. I went to Walmart. It was a zip-up tie. To this day, I still have it.
You still have it?
Yeah. $12, $12.99 at Walmart. They're like, "Where'd you get that tie?" I was like, "Italy."
It doesn't have to be.
I told them I got it in Italy.
So you lied. It doesn't have to be expensive for it to look good. It just matters on the person.
It was Walmarta.
As the Bennington Badgers hit both free throws, it's 24-19, 2:59 to go in the second quarter.
Macy Reiner, with a little bit of Kobe Bryant there, her contact got knocked out. She said, "You know what? I got to get these 2 points before I go get my contact solution."
Yeah, 2:59 to go, second quarter. Do you wear contacts?
I got laces.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. As in the lane, Carly Black loses the basketball. She could not believe there wasn't a foul. Jackson up the floor. Bennington misses the layup, and Sidney gets the defensive rebound. Here we go, pushing the pace, a two-handed heave down the floor. The layup falls for the Sidney Lady Raiders and Carly Black.
Nick, I'm telling you right now, the skills and the fundamentals that you see displayed these first two days in the state tournament. I'm telling you, the boys next week have big shoes to fill. To be able to throw the ball at the court, a full court pass, catch it without traveling. Good job by Black right there.
In the lane, the Sidney Lady Raiders off of the Bennington missed three-pointer. They are fouled by the Badgers defense, and it'll be a Sidney basketball underneath their own hoop. Something that the head coach of Bennington, John O'Connor, said to the official down there made the official laugh. We had a pause in action because they were cracking jokes over there on the sideline. Now it's going to be baseline inbound here for the Sidney Lady Raiders with 2:20 to go in the second quarter. Sidney to inbound. They get it over the top to Carly Black on the near corner. Black crosses over, spin move, working on Rayner, the freshman. The layup is good. Carly Black, there's a little bit more experience going up against the freshman.
Yeah, Carly Black, that was 15 on a 15 prime. Rayner's here coming back, answering the call.
And Bennington cannot hit the shot, so Sidney turns around. They get the rebound, and with 2 minutes to go in the first half, it's a 24-23 Bennington lead. The Lady Raiders of Sidney have the basketball. Okay, Ryan Dillahay, crosses over, now spins around at the top of the key. She's fouled hard by number 15, Macy Reiner, and that will be Macy Reiner's second personal foul.
Yeah, two back-to-back possessions. They kind of, have had the freshman guessing a little bit. And sometimes when you're a freshman and you're out on these big stages, or any young player, or any player, in general, when you've really been really invested, sometimes you can guess. And so if I'm Coach John O'Connor, I really believe in my freshman, right? Been one of my most consistent players all year. I was like, look, you got to just settle down and use your fundamentals. Kind of like when you
That's what I got to tell you.
No.
Settle down, articulate, Jay.
It's not happening.
It's a free throw by Sidney. They missed both of them. It's still 24-23 as Harper Boabaj is in the game for the Bennington Badgers. A shot on the way by Skylar Johnson. It goes haywire, and it's going to be a defensive rebound as Ryan Dillahay comes across the timeline for the Sidney Lady Raiders. Sidney with the basketball. They take the screen left. Dillahay with it on the left wing, now near side. Three ball on the way. Ryan Dillahay rattles in and out. Offensive board as now we have a stoppage in play. A jump ball that was forced by Alexandra John. She tied it up with Mizigatis. And it's going to be a jump ball, keeping it on this side of the floor with 1:25 to play in the second quarter. 24-23 your score. Bennington with the 1-point lead.
Yeah, this is nonstop action. So if you think you are going to show up at this game and not get a boost of energy, these young ladies are playing at a high clip right now.
Baseline inbound here for Sidney. Sidney basketball. They're looking to inbound it. Looking, still looking. They get it in. It's a 5-second call charged to the Sidney Lady Raiders. Bennington forces the turnover, and it'll be their basketball with 1:25.
Yeah, really good defense by Bennington right there. Picked up their first initial cut, and they tried to do a little of a back cut and roll. They stopped that, and it was too late to get it to the corner.
Inside here is Bennington, 24-23, 1:10 to play in the second quarter. Out the side, Boabaj for three, misses everything. Alexandra John could have been called for a foul on attempting that rebound, but they let him play on. Here comes Mizigatis. Mizigatis down the left side. She immediately gets double teamed directly in front of us, and watch out as she almost went headfirst into the laptop charger I got going on.
You could have got out of the seat and shielded the young lady from busting her head on the table.
You could have done that same thing, too.
You gave an underhand across the room. Watch out. That's like Barkley said, that's terrible.
That's terrible. That's who you're more like. Charles Barkley.
I won't even reply to that.
Go ahead. Live with that one.
Know.
Austin chimes in and says, same height, more hair.
But at least he didn't say same build.
Well, that would have been too far. Here we go. We got 1 minute to go in the second quarter as it is a 24-23 ball game. Bennington with a 1-point lead. Jay, we got a couple of good ones on tap. Tomorrow's semifinal Friday. If I was telling
Friday
on during the Omaha Scott game, I was saying over here, I was like, listen, if these games are any indication of what the rest of the tournament's going to be like, we're shaped up for a really exciting Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal start to this state tournament, and obviously this morning and this early afternoon session is no different. You got two teams on display, Bennington and Sidney. You wish you could just watch them play because it's a 1-point game, a 2-point game, and it's going to be really interesting what adjustments are made after this next minute at halftime by Coach O'Connor or Coach Shaw.
So it'll be Sidney Lady Raider basketball out of the timeouts. They will have it down by 1 point to the Bennington Badgers. And as soon as they were getting ready to inbound it, we're having a conversation.
Coach O'Connor is having a conversation over here. He actually looks like he's educated. So I'm going to tell you one thing about Bennington Badgers fans. There's 4 dads over there in full on, I'm assuming it's not Louis Vuitton jumpsuits.
It looks like it.
But it looks like it.
That looks like the stuff you buy at Walmart.
But you know what? It's styling, though. Look at them. Give it up to the Bennington Badgers dads over there. But the only thing, just imagine. See there, Nick?
Yep, there it is.
We have the Sidney. We have the Sidney.
They're talking to you, Charles.
No, they're not. They're talking about the referees.
I mean, yeah.
They're talking about the referees because I'm not allowed to talk about the referees. But the people are talking about the referees on the text line, on social media, but I'm not allowed to talk about the referees and I'm calling the game. So I have to talk about the 4 handsome, older gentlemen up there that have full-length Louis Vuitton jumpsuits.
Yeah, jumpsuits. Yeah. All right, we're ready to play basketball. It's going to be Bennington basketball. They had to.
The moms have, what is that called? The sheer? Right, the jackets they got over there, you just blind in your eyes. Sparkles.
It's like look at this.
What do you say?
One of the worst insults you could probably get called is big guy. Get in the game, big guy. One of the worst insults you can get. Hey,
I know somebody that said that to me. I know that it was almost some smoke in the city.
It's down low. The Bennington Badgers are fouled. I'm just saying.
I am saying.
I know. All I'm saying is
just don't say anything.
If you get called big guy, I could probably turn around. That man's probably 300 pounds. I don't know who said it though.
Well, you know what? That is actually the best guess that you had right now, Nick. You need to go to Warhorse Casino. As I look up there,
it's 24-23 here.
That is a very, very good.
I had no idea. I'm going to be 100% honest.
The best is he has the handlebar mustache. Easily 325 on his Harley on a nice sunny day. I'm not even saying anything about Sidney because I might have to drive out there one time and get hemmed up. I love Sidney. Sidney, I love you. Nick doesn't. If Nick Sainer comes through there, he's the one that's making fun of your 325-pound fan that says, "Get in the game, big guy."
So on the right side here, Sidney Lady Raiders with the basketball. We got to focus up, Jay. Here we go. I'm out of control on a Thursday afternoon. Here's Sidney Lady Raiders. They are turning over the basketball as Bennington scraps on the floor. We have a pause in the action. A jump ball will keep it on this end of the floor with the Sidney Lady Raiders.
You know, with this type of trap, with this type of intensity and trapping defense and speed, there's going to be probably a higher amount of jump balls.
Yeah.
And, the one thing that's really, really been apparent is I call it ball handling, catching the ball, distributing the ball in a good enough fashion that the offensive player can be effective at. Now, the up and down action got it off the backboard, number 42 from Bennington. Alexandra John got it up to Macy Rayner in 2 passes, shot at the basket. My man Tyler Shaw almost got him a drink, left the building. Look at the look he's looking at. Pure disgust. Look at Tyler. Gave him 2 looks.
It's 27-23. Bennington at the free throw line. They will have one more free throw coming as they make both free throws. Macy Rayner gets both free throws. 2 subs coming in for the Bennington Badgers here with 20.4 seconds on the game clock in the second quarter.
Yeah, with Sidney right here with 20 seconds left, facing a little bit of full court man-to-man pressure. You got to get a good shot here because you would like to get into this 5-point deficit before halftime.
Here's Ryan Dillahay on the right side with 13 on the game clock. 3 ball on the way, unable to go for Mizragatis, and it's going to be with 9.3 seconds left in the second quarter. Bennington Badger basketball. Bennington holds a 5-point lead.
I'm sure Coach Shaw wanted that shot probably 4 seconds or 5 seconds a little bit later. You can get a corner 3 at any point in time. You want to just drain that clock so Bennington isn't able to get a shot here.
And here is number 22, Hayden Jackson. 3 ball on the way from Alexandra John. It won't go. There's the horn, and at the end of the first half, we got a good one. The Bennington Badgers, the 4 seed in Class B bracket, they lead the 5th seeded Sidney Lady Raiders by a score of 28-23 at the break. We'll step aside, come back in a few minutes with thoughts from that first half here at Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's the 2-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Attention! For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "You have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first. Now is the time to get a glimpse into living and learning at Doane University through a personalized in-person or virtual visit. We know once you experience Doane, you'll see why it's a place where you can achieve your goals and shape your future. Schedule your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here at the half, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate you listening to us wherever you may be. The score at the half, the Bennington Badgers 28 and the Sidney Lady Raiders 23. What if I told you, Jay Foreman, that there has not been a single made three in today's game?
I would probably believe you in the sense of a helter-skelter game. Like, it's hard to get open shots. And so the Bennington Badgers have shot 11, whereas the Sidney Red Raiders only shot 5. And you got to also look at the amount of field goals in general. 51 shots are a lot of shots in a first half of basketball. But, I think really when you look at this game right here, nobody's really jumped off the map as far as offensively besides, Harper, number 12 from Bennington, has done a really good job of 4 or 7 from the field, and then obviously 3 or 4 from the free throw line. And Macy Rayner has also done her job, is going 4 for 4 in her 3 free throw line, and Presley Becca is 3 for 3. So when you look at it, it's not a lot of offensive output, as far as, is skillful, but the pace of play, somebody is going to break. Now, Bennington has a 5-point lead going into halftime. But I think if I'm Sidney, I like the way we've been playing. I like our offense. I just think we have too many unforced errors, right? And I think if we play at our fast pace, versus Bennington is a level 10, if we can play right at our, 6 to 8, I think we end up taking over this game because Bennington's younger players might not be used to playing another way besides that they only like.
But then you look at the Bennington Badgers, and they ended the first half 0 for their last 11 shots. They did not make a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 33 seconds of game time.
Yeah,
that's insanity that they're still up by 5 points.
Well, it's the free throw line.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think of they're 10 of 12 at the charity stripe, and Sidney is 5 of 8. Now, both of them are pretty high volume, but when you're able to get 5 more points at the free throw line, that is the difference in the game right now. And so, it's a highly, contested game. It's a physical game. And so I'm also talking to my team. This is Coach O'Connor and obviously Coach Shaw, to their teams respectively, and says, listen, we see how the game's being ref. We have to adjust. That doesn't mean that we take down our aggressiveness. We have to be more strategic about it. So if I am Sidney, I like the way that they push it up the court in their controlled secondary fast break or initial fast break. Yeah. But the one thing I will say for Sidney, in order for them to win the game, they have to do a better job of getting back on defense. Because for Bennington, being able to go 10, 11 players deep, as soon as that ball is up off the glass, it's up the sideline, long pass, trying to create an opportunity for an easy basket. But if they don't get the easy basket, Nick, they are sprinting to the three-point line or to the mid-range shot line and then trying to get into the paint to create another opportunity. Yeah. So what they do is they constantly keep you on your heels and get you body blows up until the point you feel like it's time to break, and then they try to blow the game wide open.
Well, another piece of that is to Sidney's success is certainly the status, the health of Kayla Westby. Yeah. She had to sit out for a good chunk of that second quarter because of foul trouble. She picked up her third personal with still about 4 minutes left in that second quarter. had to sit out. So the fact that Sidney is within only 5 should give the Lady Red Raiders some, hopefully hope, I suppose, and optimism for them being able to come back in this one. At the break, it's 28-23. The Bennington Badgers on top of the Sidney Lady Raiders. We have a couple of minutes until we start the third quarter. Let's step aside. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter action and more coming your way on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you at Pinnacle Bank Arena as we are getting ready to start the fourth quarter of action. Jay, you want to hear a compliment?
Sure.
We got Old Dad 34 on the text line says, Nick and Jay, you guys make listening to this game fun. Good job, fellas.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Old Dad 34.
It's amazing that our text line is nicer to their colleagues than you, Nick.
Somebody said Jay is right. Fouls are always in favor of Scott. As Bennington has the basketball to start quarter number 3 of this one. Court top of the key. Here is Bennington working through it. That's going to be a jump ball as possession arrow gives it to the Sidney Lady Raiders.
Yeah, you know, one thing what happens is Sidney is really well coached. And same with Bennington is that when the ball gets to the middle of the lane, they don't go and try to swipe. they go and try to grab the ball. And so what it allows them to do, not foul as much, but then cause a lot of change of possessions by the opposition. A little bit of change here defensively, though, Nick.
Yeah.
A little 1-2-2 half-court trap. I like it.
As Westby puts up the shot, unable to connect. Westby falls on the ground, gets the offensive rebound, and the putback is good by number 12. That's Kiera Schrader for the Sidney Lady Raiders. It's 28-25.
Yeah, really good job of Schrader being in the right place and right time and putting it in there when to get the easy opportunity there.
Cross-court pass here is number 24, Reinhold for the Bennington Badgers. Reinhold passes it top of the key to Bobaj. Now right wing three ball on the way for Bennington, unable to go. And we have a bump and a foul called against number 24 for the Bennington Badgers, Addison Reinell, as the Sidney Lady Raiders will take over possession, trailing 28-25 with 7:07 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Ryan Dillahay is a little banged up here, so look for Westby to take control of the ball handling. Now a little 1-2-2 three-quarter trap, trying to really change the pace of Sidney. I was mentioning the pace of Sidney, obviously how it could affect Bennington, and obviously Bennington doing their thing. A good change up there by Coach O'Connor to throw a little bit of a curveball there.
Three chances on the offensive side of the floor for the Sidney Lady Raiders. They were unable to find the bottom of the net all three times. However, on the third time, they draw a foul. So number 33 for the Sidney Lady Raiders, Lily Weezer, will go to the line to shoot two shots. First one is good, and it makes it a 28-26 ball game.
Yeah, I think in the first half, I think Bennington stopped any quick shots or quick opportunities in the middle of the lane. I think both times Sidney has kind of went right through that 1-2-2 three-quarter trap.
The second free throw circles the cylinder, and it's a 1-point ball game, 28-27, 6:52 to play in the third quarter. Bennington has the basketball, top of the key. Bobaj passes right side now to the elbow. Here is number 10. This is Almquist with it. She passes it to Skylar Johnson of the Bennington Badgers. Back to Reinell. Reinell with it in the far corner right in front of the Bennington bench to Bobaj. Bobaj left side, dribbles behind the back in the lane, kicks it out. Free ball, Skylar Johnson for Bennington.
Wow.
And bang! Skylar Johnson is able to give Bennington a 4-point lead, 31-27.
Good in and out action. Probably the best offensive possession of Bennington's had in quite some time. Good shot there by Johnson.
Westby pass inside, trying the inside-out game. They throw it near corner, trying to answer with a three of their own. They cannot do so. The Sidney Lady Raiders get a missed shot, and Bennington gets the defensive rebound. Up the floor it goes as the ball is tracked down directly in front of us here. Now left side, Bobaj with it, top of the key, passes right side to Baca. Presley Baca in the lane, can't get the floater to fall, and the defensive rebound to the Sidney Lady Raiders going the other way. Is that pass taken away by Bobaj in the lane? It's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay on this end of the floor with the Bennington Badgers.
Bobaj kind of laying in the weeds right there. Sidney was a little lax with the ball. Good steal. Almost had an opportunity for an easy 2-point.
5:46 to go, third quarter, 31-27. Your score, Bennington up by 4. They inbound it in the lane off the block as Baca is able to get the layup to fall. She's going to go to the line to shoot one more as she was bumped from behind.
Yeah.
And the official that was right in front of us on the backside made that call. I thought it was the right call, too.
A really good job. I think Baca initially set a screen and then turned right around, and actually the person that was chasing the Bennington Badger offensive player bumped her while she was in the shot motion. Now three-point play, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Substitution.
5 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bennington has extended their lead 34-27 with 5:45 to go in quarter number 3. Sidney Lady Raiders with the basketball. Kayla Westby has it. Sidney was the Class C1 runner-up last year. They fell to Lincoln Christian in the championship, and in the midst of a double team, Sidney has to call a timeout and talk things over. Let's step aside as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back second, 5:36 to go, third quarter, 34-27. Your score, Bennington with the lead, but Sidney with the basketball. They kick it out. 3-ball. Ryan Dillahay can't connect, and the defensive rebound corralled for a moment, but then given up to the Sidney Raiders offense. Back another chance at it. Shot blocked by Baca. And now Boabaj has the basketball working the other way for the Bennington Badgers offense. She stops at the elbow, looking out, gives it out to Skylar Johnson, who passes it back to Boabaj. Boabaj on the left wing, given plenty of space by the defender, Dillahay. Skylar Johnson with the top of the key to Boabaj. Boabaj dribbles in right side of the lane, kicks it out. Baca, 3-ball from the far corner. It's just a little short. And the defensive rebound corralled by Sidney and number 11, that is Schnell, on the defensive glass. Up the floor, great pass and a better finish by Lily Weezer as she gets the 2 to fall for the Sidney Lady Raiders, and it's a 34-29 ball game.
Yeah, good job by Lily there, running the court, rim to rim, an easy layup opportunity on the secondary break.
4 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Third quarter, we're almost halfway through quarter number 3 here in the Class B quarterfinal matchup. The winner gets number 1 Omaha Scott tomorrow afternoon. And on this play, we have a foul on the floor, charged to the Sidney defense.
Yeah, this pace right here, Nick, we seem like it should be 10 minutes gone in this game or in the second half. It's a little less than 4 minutes and actually 24 seconds to be exact. And it's amazing that these young ladies can keep up this rate of pace. And you got to think, Sidney has 3 timeouts left, Bennington has 4. So you're not really extending the game. You're just playing high-level basketball.
Here, top of the key. It is Rayner. Rayner out left side, 3-ball on the way, and it's good on the attempt from Addison Rynell. Rynell connects on the 3. It's now an 8-point Bennington lead. Westby dumps it off. Pass deflected, almost taken away. Bodies collide. Here comes Boabaj. Boabaj in transition. Great job defensively by Ryan Dillahay to slow it down. Now cross court, Skylar Johnson, 3-ball on the way. Got it! Bennington is up by double digits for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, back-to-back threes there from Johnson each time that she's touched the ball. I like what the Boabaj is doing right there, creating pressure, but then also creating a ton of opportunities for her teammates. Bennington has just like that, Nick.
Just like that, taking control of this one, 40-29. Bennington leads it by 11. 3:57 to go in the third quarter. It's a full timeout for Tyler Shaw and the Sidney Lady Raiders. We'll step aside with them, come back in 30 seconds.
Hello? Hello?
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with yourself for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we are, halfway through the third quarter of action at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Bennington is up 40-29 on the Sidney Lady Raiders. These are two teams that have had some success at the state tournament. The Sidney Lady Raiders were the runner-up in Class C1 in 2024, while Bennington was the runner-up in C1 way back in 2009. But here's Westby for Sidney for 3. Can't connect, and it's going to be a defensive rebound going back in the other way of the Badgers. Up the floor, Boabaj drives past the defender. Hayden Jackson for 3, and Bennington unable to hit that three-pointer. Tough shot on the offensive rebound, and Bennington's going right back to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, really good job there with a drive and kick led by Boabaj to Jackson, but then also a really, really good offensive rebound by the young freshman, Macy Rainier. Got a chance for 2 points here at the free throw line.
So Rayner's at the line for free throws. First one is good. It extends the Bennington lead to the largest of the day at 12, 41-29.
Nick, I think the pace has been the same, but I think initially I felt like Sidney could handle the 1-2-2 3-quarter trap. Yeah. But I think that has actually sparked the Bennington offense of getting opportunities.
As Rayner missed the free throw, she got her own miss, put up a fadeaway jumper, unable to connect. And now a turnover on an errant pass by the Sidney Lady Raiders. Rayner gets the turnover, looking for help, finds it to Skylar Johnson. Now her pocket's picked, and here comes Westby as she gets it knocked out of her hands. Boabaj flips over her. Sidney still has the basketball. In the other way, the layup is good for Sidney. As a nice job, Ryan Dillahay able to finish the left-handed layup. Not sure how they got to that point, Jay Foreman, because it was kind of a a wild sequence of events, but it all counts the same.
Yeah, Macy Renier had missed the free throw, got a steal, wild shot, ran back on defense, got another steal, ran into Westby. Westby kind of had the wherewithal to grab it, to get it to Dillahay. Dillahay in the chance for and one, misses the free throw.
Here is the free throw, no good. As Jay just mentioned, the rebound collected by the Bennington Badgers. It's 41-31, 3:04 to go in the third quarter. Top of the key now, left side, Skylar Johnson for a trifecta. Can't hit that one. The rebound tipped out of bounds, last touched by the Bennington Badgers.
Yeah, I think Skylar Johnson right there, you hit 2 in a row. That was heat check. But there's not, if I'm Coach O'Connor, I like this. I like my young team. You got Hayden Jackson, obviously Macy Renier is the two-star freshman in here with this 1-2-2 3-quarter trap is trying to cause some problems to Sidney, cause some unforced errors, but let alone get them out of the rhythm offensively.
Here is Westby as that pass intended for number 33, Lily Weezer, goes out of bounds into the Sidney bench.
And we can't see it on TV, but Nick, I'm telling you, when you get late in the season, coaches have to do a really good job of emphasizing the fundamentals, right? We saw right there, Lily Weezer is an excellent player. Went for the catch for a wide open 3, wanted to catch it one-handed, went off her hand, out of bounds, unforced error.
On the left side, here is Rayner, and that's a charge to the freshman as Kayla Westby. Here's one thing I will say, Jay. So let's talk about Kayla Westby and her ankle right now because you can tell it just doesn't feel very stable. Like you can tell that she's nervous when she moves on it, and you can't blame her.
No, you can't. But you know what I think she's doing? She's playing through it, but playing with it. There's one thing to play through it and just kind of be out there and just not be a part of the game.
Yeah.
She knows how to pick and choose her spots, but then also she's moving efficiently, so it's not really exposing her to any more injury.
On the near side, here's Dillahay down near the logo at the center court. Pass to the left side, 3 ball on the way. It's a high arcing shot. Doesn't have enough juice behind it. May have been tipped on the attempt by number 12 for the Sidney Lady Raiders, Kiera Schrader. Quickly the other way, Baca, layup, no good, but a blocking foul is called, and Presley Baca is going to the line to shoot 2.
That's a really good job by Harper there to get the ball off the rebound there, up the middle of the court, have her eyes up the whole time, and make the right choice to get it to Baca, allow Baca to make a move and draw the shooting foul there. Really, this is really good guard play, really good skill set. And before, Nick, I was talking about the fundamentals when you get late in the season. Obviously, tired bodies, worn out, and kind of you won so much, and you have a week off before you get down here to Lincoln to PBA. Those are the things that really need to have a big emphasis because of you don't want any unforced errors. Now you're down by 10 for Sidney. Every possession counts. You don't have to play in a panic mode, but you want to be more efficient because that's how you got down by 10 points but not being very efficient.
41-31 is your score. The Bennington free throw is good by Baca. And now it's 42-31 with 2:09 to go in the third quarter.
Now you're starting to see Bennington really maybe start to separate themselves. And maybe we're saying this, all 4 Bennington losses have come to teams at state. Waverly, Scott, Gretna East, and Norris. Everybody looks at when you lose, and they go to the loss column, right? It's a learning column, I think, if you ask Coach O'Connor, because he has such a young team.
Here's Sidney, an errant pass, and they're going to get bailed out with a foul against Bennington away from the basketball. So Sidney will keep the possession with 1:59 to go in the third quarter. 43-31 is your score. Bennington leads by 12. That will put Sidney in the bonus. Sorry, Jay.
Nick, we look at Bennington, and we obviously mentioned their 4 losses. It'd be interesting to go back and look at it when those losses occurred, because I think with this team of the Bennington Badgers, I can almost guarantee, can't fully guarantee, as the seasons went on after those losses, I guarantee they started to hit their stride. Why is that? You got Hayden Jackson and Macy Renier. Both of them were in 8th grade last year.
Yeah.
You hear me? Watching. I don't even know if you can play varsity as an 8th grader. So it takes a little while to implement your system or get them into your program, but then also allow them to kind of learn on the job and obviously, battle through some of the lean times in their play.
Here comes Bennington as Rayner passes it and right into the arms of Westby. Westby testing that ankle as she runs in transition down the floor. The right-handed layup is good. Nice play by Kayla Westby off the turnover. She went coast to coast. It's 43-33 Bennington.
Yeah, Westby, obviously a little bit injured there with the ankle, does a really good job of really picking and choosing her spots. But then when she has a chance to go, Nick, she goes. Now on the flip side, you have Black here who felt like she was in a really good defensive position there. got a touch foul. She didn't like it. She has 8 points and 3 fouls. I know she's a little upset. She got to get her composure.
Yeah.
I know you could be upset. I can get up. Did you used to get upset when you used to not get a strike call? Yes, you did. I know. I've asked you, Nick. I've not said this. I have some dirt on you that I'm just saving.
Is that right?
I'm letting yourself dig a big hole.
People don't know about some of my early days before I got my temper figured out.
I've heard about you slamming your bats, kicking dirt.
I did not kick dirt. I always thought the people that kick dirt would look stupid.
Well, if you kick it on the home plate, I love that.
Well, okay, that's one thing. All right, here we go. 44-33, your score after Bennington goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Here is Dillahay with 1:25 in the game, on the game clock in the third quarter. Jump ball, possession arrow gives it right back to Bennington. You asked about Bennington's schedule. And here's what another thing is that the teams they lost to, Gretna East, they lost by 2. They lost to Waverly by 4. They lost to Norris by 3. The only blowout, quote-unquote blowout loss was a 16-point loss to Omaha Skutt, who they very well could see in tomorrow night's semifinal.
Yeah.
But you look at 3 of those 4, and you're 2 or 3 possessions away from having a 24-1 season.
Yeah, you got to think that's an average a little bit over 6 points. But also, Nick, with the way Skutt can finish games with Hadwig and the ability to make free throws down the stretch, it could be an 8-point game, 6-point game, and then you got to foul and give them a lot of free points. Yeah. So I think, Bennington and Sidney, but Bennington has obviously right now control of this game, can match up against any team that's left in the tournament. And that's what makes them so special, especially with 2 really, really special young freshmen.
So Bennington just traveled with it. That turns it over, gives it back to Sidney. The Lady Raiders have it, 1:08 to play. Turnaround jumper, West B off back iron, can't get it to fall. It will go out of bounds, last touched by the Sidney Lady Raiders as Rylan Mizigadis took a tumble and hit the floor hard, and it's going to be Bennington basketball with 63 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Harper Jackson, go ahead.
Sidney right now has got to really hold their composure here and see if they can get a quick 2-for-1 opportunity here to finish out this third quarter.
Here's Rayner. Rayner gives it to Skylar Johnson. Johnson with it, top of the key, right side, 3-ball. Baca, then it banks in. Talk about the ATM, Jay.
Yeah, man, Baca right there. Actually a good wheel action to kick it to a wide open Baca. You take the 3. There's no picture on the scorecard when you play golf, Nick. There's no picture on the score sheet when you make a 3-pointer.
Ill-advised pass is taken away by Bennington from Sidney. Now Harper Jackson with it on the left side. Jackson looking, bounce pass inside to Rayner. Working on the defender. Layup in the lane is no good, but a late whistle and a foul is called on the Sidney Lady Raiders defense. And number 11, Jordan Schnell, the sophomore.
Yeah, Coach Shaw's got a big task at hand here at the end of the quarter and in between the third and fourth quarter, really to get his team composed right now. Now you can look at the scoreboard being down by 14. You haven't really to get on track offensively. It seems like Bennington, every time you turn around, is at the free throw line, and they're knocking them down. They're banking in 3. So obviously, the momentum is surely on Bennington's side. But 8 minutes in high school basketball can actually be extended, as we've seen, to 45 minutes. So you got to get them refocused, recomposed, and re-energized to try to finish out this game. But more importantly, you got 23 seconds to get a good shot and try to get into this deficit. You're down by 16, so obviously you want to be down by 14 or less going into the fourth quarter.
22.8 seconds on the game clock here in the third quarter. It's 49-33. Sidney down by 16, their largest deficit of the night. In the lane, it's bounced, and Skylar Johnson takes it away for Bennington, and the Badgers get another turnover, as now that is turnover number 22 of the day on the Sidney Lady Raiders. That Bennington defense causing some issue. Breaking ankles as Harper Jackson, and she sinks the 3.
That is Hayden Jackson, crossover, step back, a la Isaiah Thomas from the University of Washington Huskies. Cold-blooded.
There you have it.
To end the third quarter, Nick.
That is it for 3 quarters of play, 52-33. That reminds me of what I would do to you at the local Y. Let's go to break. Fourth quarter coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainer back with you. 7:53 to go in the fourth quarter, just underway. Jay Foreman unfortunately had to step out. That's all right, though. We can maneuver through one quarter without him, as we will be joined once again together at 6 p.m. tonight for the last 2 games of Class B action this evening. Myself and Jay Foreman on the call for those. The three-pointer by Westby does not fall, and it's going to be the Bennington Badgers basketball with 7:45 to go in the fourth quarter, as Boabaj has it top of the key, right side, Skylar Johnson for the Bennington Badgers. Back to Boabaj. Boabaj works with it, drives into the elbow, pass down low, and getting laid out by the Sidney Lady Raider defender was number 15 for the Bennington Badgers, Macy Rayner, and she got laid out, decked. And rather, that was number 10, Reese Almquist, who got dropped to the hardwood. Completely unintentional, though. As now baseline inbound here for the Bennington Badgers, ready to roll. They get it in. Baca wide open. The floater is good, and Presley Baca now has 15 points. One thing to also watch is that was the fourth personal foul on Carly Black, who had to be subbed out of the game. And now here another turnover for the Sidney Lady Raiders is going the other way. The Bennington Badgers pulling up for 3. Again, just missing it short is number 24, Rynell. And unfortunately, the Sidney Lady Raiders going back the other way for the Bennington Badgers as the layup is no good. And we have a foul down low charged. I believe they're going to get number 10. That will be Reese Almquist. Just kidding. Number 20, Skylar Johnson whistled for the personal. And so that'll now make it a 54-33 ball game. 2 free throws pending for number 33, Lily Weezer. The first free throw rattles around the cylinder and is good. 7:04 to play in the fourth quarter. 54-34, a 20-point deficit in favor of the Bennington Badgers. 7:11 to go in the ball game. Now they try the second free throw, can't connect, and Bennington's going the other way. I said the time wrong. It's 6:59 remaining, so minus about 14 seconds of what I just said. Now at the top of the key, Boabaj with it. She'll dribble off to the left side. Now bounce pass to the elbow on the left side of the lane. Back out to Boabaj. Boabaj dribbles behind the back. Now to Jackson, who had a sick crossover and stepped into a three-pointer at the end of the third quarter there. On the right side, it's Boabaj. She carried the basketball. That's a turnover. 6:37 to play in the fourth quarter, 54-34. That's your score between the Bennington Badgers and the Sidney Lady Raiders. Bennington out in front by 20. Sidney with the basketball. They throw it left side. They cross the timeline with the pass. Get it back to Dillahay. Ryan Dillahay with it. Pass fakes right. Now throws it off left side. Almost went out of bounds. Able to save it from going out of bounds. And Tyler Shaw, the Sidney head coach, wants to talk things over with 6:23 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 54-34 from Pinnacle Bank Arena. We'll step aside for 60 seconds and come right back on the ticket.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "You have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family. And you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena as Austin Norman's back in our 93.7 The Ticket studio. Appreciate him and the crew handling things down at the station for the time being while I park myself at PBA all week. And as I say that, we have a turnover on the floor charged to the Sidney Lady Raiders. That is turnover number 24 of the day for the Lady Raiders. So some sloppy, disappointing basketball offensively for Tyler Shaw's squad, especially out of a timeout. On the left side with 6:02 to play in the fourth quarter. Here on the drive, it's Rynell, and she finishes with the left hand. It made it look too easy as Rynell able to extend the lead to 22. It's 56-34. Dillahay in the lane, gets bumped, no whistle, and basketball being fought for down low on the block. Lily Weezer can't get the go, and a putback is up and in for Ryan Dillahay as it's now 56-36 Bennington after the Sidney 2-point bucket. Here's Boabaj. Boabaj left side to Rynell. Rynell will dribble to the top of the key. 5:31 to play in the fourth quarter. Still 23 seconds on the possession. Passing right side. Jackson, she took too many steps with it before she shot the three-pointer. And not that it counts, but the three-pointer did go in. It does not count, though, because she walked. 5:25 to play, fourth quarter. 56-36 is your score. The Bennington Badgers, if this score holds, will play the number 1 overall seed Omaha Catholic Skyhawks tomorrow night at 6 p.m. We'll have that one for you tomorrow evening. And three-pointer on the way for Sidney, unable to connect as the rebound getting chased down by the Lady Raiders. It's saved into bounds to Westby. Westby turnaround jumper, can't get it to fall. The putback, can't get it. Now a third try. It finally falls on the layup by Jordan Schnell, the sophomore, put back the bucket, and it's 56-38. Up the floor, Jackson for three. Can't get it to fall, and the defensive rebound into the hands of Schnell. She lost the basketball for a moment, and falling into the table is Jordan Schnell to our left. So it'll be Bennington Badger basketball on their end of the floor. Sideline inbound. Alexandra John is into the game as well. They inbound it into Harper. This is going to be a turnover as it will be a backcourt violation. Boabaj was not in the area to grab that basketball on the pass from Jackson for the Bennington Badgers. And so turnover, and Sidney will get the basketball with 4:47 to play in the fourth. 18-point deficit, 56-38. Here in the lane, Dillahay, the layup high off the glass, and it falls 56-40. Still time for Sidney if they can find the bottom of the bucket and get a couple stops in a row. Here, Boabaj uses her speed, gets past the defender, and she gets her pocket picked going the other way. Here is Schnell. Schnell slows it down. They don't have numbers. Lily Weezer now to Westby. Westby, jumper, and it rattles home. 56-42 after the jumper by Westby, and it's a 14-point differential up the floor to Jackson. Jackson stops at the elbow, looking around, gets it out top to Rayner. Rayner left side. Here's Rynell. Rynell, floater for Bennington. Can't get it to fall, and she somehow gets the offensive rebound, and there's going to be a foul down low on the Sidney Lady Raiders. That is the third on Jordan Schnell. The Sidney Lady Raiders on an 8-0 run in the last minute and a half. They inbound it to Alexandra John. She gets doubled. Now kicks it out. Rynell thought about the three, had a wide open look at it, decided to pass it up. Now passes off to Rayner. Rayner on the left side working on Westby. Westby forces her to pass it back out to Boabaj. Boabaj with it top of the key. Nobody's picking her up as they're sagging off of her. Passing right side to Jackson. Jackson with it. 3:45 to play in the fourth quarter. 11 on the possession. Pass down low into John is able to be completed, but now she throws up a wild layup and is bailed out with the foul call as Alexandra John will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. That is the third team foul on the Sidney Lady Raiders. Alexandra John, she is unable to connect on the first free throw, and so she will try to go 1 for 2 with one more free throw pending. Alexandra John pauses and fires. Second free throw is good. It's a 57-42 ball game. We have 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and we have a Bennington Badgers timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And folks, for residential, commercial, industrial, or agricultural jobs, High Electric has the knowledge and the abilities to meet your electrical needs. Check them out at high-electric.com today or call Erica at 402-466-6606. Once again, high-electric.com or 402-466-6606. Your score, once again, 3:44 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 57-42. The Bennington Badgers have a 15-point lead. The Sidney Lady Raiders still yet to make a bucket from beyond the three-point line. They are 0 for 11 on the day. They are shooting from the field 40%. Just the only problem is there are 11 three-pointers that they've attempted. They haven't been able to hit even 3 of them. If you add 3 more three-pointers here coming up at the end of the fourth quarter, you think, hey, Bennington has a chance. It's 57-42. Or it's 57-51 then with those 3 three-pointers, hypothetically speaking. The Sidney Lady Raiders with it across the timeline goes Dillahay. Dillahay, her pass is deflected. It hits the scores table, and it will be Sidney Lady Raider basketball. 3 minutes, 33 seconds to go, fourth quarter. The inbound for Sidney, they get it in as the Sidney Lady Raiders have it top of the key, crossing over in the lane, and a foul is called against the Sidney Lady Raiders. Remind you to tune in for our 6 p.m. broadcast. We'll send it back to the station for an extended break, but then we'll have a 6 p.m. broadcast of Lincoln Pius X, and they're the number 2 seed, going up against the Gretna East Griffins. Gretna East, second straight appearance in state. They were here last year and fell in the semifinals. But now a three-pointer on the way for Westby. Misses off to the left side, and an offensive rebound for Sidney. But Pius X trying to win their first state title since 2021. Those years where they had Alexis Markowski. Now Bennington with the basketball, leading. Up the right side, down the left center of the lane, and getting caught behind the basket, but still getting drawing a foul was number 15, Rayner, for the Bennington Badgers. She goes to the line to shoot 2 shots. 3:03 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 57-42. First free throw for Rayner. It falls. 58-42 is your score. 3:03 to play in the fourth quarter. So that's our 6 p.m. game, the Thunderbolts and the Gretna East Griffins. Then at 7:45 in the nightcap, it's Waverly going up against the York Dukes. 58-42 your score, 3:03 to play in the fourth quarter. So here, as Sidney runs the baseline, they throw it up top. It's Kayla Westby. Westby across the timeline. Running down the floor, Westby spin move in the lane, turn around, and Westby gets the jumper to fall. A nice shot by Kayla Westby with 2:52 to play in the fourth quarter. Sidney draws within 15. Here's Boabaj. Boabaj right side to Rayner. Rayner driving right side, now backs it out. Rayner hesitates, jumper, got it. Nice shot by the freshman. 61-44 is your score with 2:37 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Ryan Dillahay. She runs it up across the timeline. Dillahay with it on the left wing. Guarded by Rayner. Now she'll pause, spin around. Dillahay in the lane looking for help. She's stuck on the Big Ten logo, finds her teammate in the lane. It's no good, but a foul is called as I hiccup. A foul is called as Rylan Mizagadis was able to take it to the rim. She is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. So Mizagadis, a 5'9" sophomore, misses the first free throw. Mizagadis only averages a little over 3 points per contest. Today, she has 2 points. She's only attempted 1 shot. Both points came from the free throw line, and she is she's unable to hit either free throw. She goes 0 for 2, and Bennington comes up with the loose ball. Skylar Johnson on the left side. She throws the top of the key to Rayner. Rayner with it. Bounce passes inside, and the turnaround jumper can't get it to go. She gets her own miss, gets it stripped out of her hands on this second effort, and we have a jump ball that will keep it with the Bennington Badgers. 61-44 is your score. 2:04 to play in the fourth quarter. Bennington with the 17-point lead and the basketball. Bennington, they inbound it to the far side in the corner. Skylar Johnson, jumper, off back iron from the corner, and unable to get it. On a second effort, they can't get it either, and we're going to have another jump ball here in just a moment, as this one will go to the Sidney Lady Raiders. 1 minute, 54 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 61-44 is your score. Bennington out in front by 17 points. Kayla Westby comes up the floor. On the right wing, Westby almost traveled with it as there's a little bit of miscommunication with a teammate. Now Sidney in the lane. She's going to be bumped and fouled by the Bennington defense.
Bennington foul number 20, Skylar
61-44 is your score. 1:42 to play in the fourth quarter. Sidney Lady Raiders down by 17, but Carly Black is at the line to shoot 2 free throws. She's 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. Make it now 1 for 3 after she hits the first. Sidney's been able to hit some field goals, hit some shots. They're shooting 41% from the field. They're shooting, unfortunately, 10 of 19 from the free throw line, so just over 50%. And they've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. However, for Bennington, they've been able to hit shots as well, and especially from the free throw line, they're 20 of 25. That pass down low. It's going to be out of the reach of the intended receiver, Reinhold, and Reinhold is going to be charged with the turnover. It'll be Sidney Lady Raider basketball with 1:28 to play in the fourth quarter. They'll inbound it. It's tipped away, and Sidney will keep possession with 1:27 in the fourth quarter. One minute, 27 seconds remain in the fourth quarter. 61-46 is your score. Kayla Westby inbounds it here to Ryan Dillahay. Dillahay will use the screen from Westby. Now pass it off to her on the roll. 1:20 to go in the fourth. 61-46, a 15-point margin. Here is Ms. Regatas. Ms. Regatas with it on the right wing now, number 22. This is Spranger with it in for the first time tonight. Now Carly Black gets it almost tied up, is able to strip it away, throws it to her partner, and now she loses the basketball. Turnover once again up the floor. Boabaj, and it's good. It's a 63-46 ball game. Sidney down by 17 with 52 seconds left on the game clock. As Tyler Shaw getting ready to put substitutions in the late stages of the game, it's going to be a timeout on the floor charged to Tyler Shaw. We'll step aside one final time here in this one. 47 seconds to go. It's 63-46. Sidney trails by 17 on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your score with 47.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Bennington, the 4 seed, 63. The 5th seeded Sidney Lady Raiders, 46. As Sidney will have the basketball to have sideline inbound from right near their bench as they get it in. Working down low is the layup. No good, as it was an attempt by number 32, Zoe Christensen, who's a senior. They tried to draw that up for her out of the timeout. They were unable to get that in, trying to get her to score a point as one of the seniors on this team. A pretty cool sight there. As here's Westby. Westby in the lane gets it to Adeline Olsen. Olsen looking around. She passes it now to Dillahay. Dillahay working center of the lane. She almost dribbled it off her foot. Great fake by Dillahay, and she gets the layup to go. It's 63-48, and it looks like Sidney is going to call off the Dogs as Bennington will will go ahead and win this one. We have a pause in the action and a foul charged to Adeline Olson.
Number 32, Zoe Christensen. That's her first 5-feet shot.
63-48 is your score. 18.3 seconds left in the ball game. And the first free throw is no good on the attempt by number 40 for Bennington, Claire Miller, a 5'5 sophomore. She scored just a total of 3 points on the season. Make it 4 as she scores in the state quarterfinal. Sidney to inbound. They get it into Dillahay. Dillahay with 15 seconds on the game clock. The Bennington Badgers are about to win. They're 10 seconds away from advancing to play number 1 Scott. Dillahay picks up her dribble. They get it now to Carly Black. Black with it. 2 seconds as Weinbender is just going to hold. There's the final score, and your final, the Bennington Badgers 64, the Sidney Lady Raiders 48. The Bennington Badgers advance to tomorrow night's semifinal matchup against number 1 seeded Omaha Skutt. That one will tip off at 6 p.m. here at PBA, and we'll have all the coverage for you on 93.7 The Ticket. For Jay Foreman, Austin Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Nick Sainert saying so long for now. We're going to send it back to the Ticket studios and Austin Norman before we come back out here to PBA at 6 p.m. for Lincoln Pius X and Gretna East, followed by Waverly and York here from Pinnacle Bank Arena at the 2025 NSAA Girls State Basketball Championships on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Attention! For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Attention! For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are